is Heather and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do sprayed edges for two different books. I have Artemis and I have The Institute by Stephen King. We're just doing like a basic color block, so one solid color for the whole way around because that's the easiest way to do it, and I'm still learning how to do stencils and other designs on things, so I figure showing just a solid color is the best way to go. So for the Stephen King book, I'm going to choose the green, a green shade that's here to go around the edges because I think it'll just make the book pop. There's a concept in art that you need to create unity by using the same colors everywhere, so that's what I'm going to do with this one. And then this one here, the back and all of the like highlights are in orange, so I'm going to pick an orange shade that matches this one, as close to it at least from what supplies I have, and that's what's happening today. Okay. So here is this green shade that's going to go with it, and then this orange shade is the closest I have. I'm going to pull out all my supplies. With the supplies that I have, I can only do one at a time. So I think we're going to start with the Stephen King book, so I'm just going to stick this one up here for now. And the first thing that I do is I remove the dust jacket. So we just have the book. So I've got some old flyers here that I use to protect my books. And what's going to happen is I'm going to tape it up and protect it. So I'm going to put this on a fast forward. I'm going to put on a YouTube video while I work, and see you in 5. Protected the entire book, so as you can see, I'll bring it a little closer. It's completely covered. All of the potential bleed areas where the paint could get in, it's not getting in anywhere. I feel like this is one of the most important factors. If you don't prep your book properly, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You'll get bleeding, you'll get problems, and then you'll just be like, because it didn't work properly. So take your time doing this part. It is really important. Now the next thing I do, it matters for books where you're doing stenciling. It doesn't matter so much for books that you're just doing one solid color, but I'll take a look at the book and I'll write which direction is up. Because once it's in the clamp and once it's being firmly pressed, you cannot tell which side is up and which side's down. So I point a bunch of arrows all over it on both sides, so it's really easy to see which direction is up. After that, I clean up my mess a little bit, or at least throw it in a place where you can't see it. And we're gonna start working on clamping it together. Now I need to clean my clamps because they're covered in paint, but we're not doing that right now. So I've got some wood that I use to help the clamping process because it evenly distributes the pressure along the entire surface of the book. And I tried using cardboard before, but it didn't work. It made some bleeding occur. So I tried to get it so that it's as close to the edges as the book as possible, and then the edges of the book are fully accessible. My cat's playing with a toy downstairs, so if you hear like this random noise, it's him. It's full-blown winter in Canada right now, and my cats, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so usually they go outside and they catch mice and they play and they do their thing. But when it's cold out, they will not go outside. They refuse. So they have all of this pent-up kitty energy that has nowhere to go. So my cats are psychopaths in the winter. I have a cat wheel that they run on, at least one of them. The other two don't use it. But the one runs on it and he expels energy, but it's just not enough. Like he's a lot. Okay, so this is the setup. So I'm gonna go set up the place where I'm actually gonna do the spraying, and then I'll meet you there. This is my setup. I put a plastic bag down so I don't get spray paint everywhere. I go in a place that's like well ventilated and has no, like I would go outside to do this, but it's snowing like crazy and it's super windy out today, so that's not conducive to spraying. So I made this little setup here and I'm gonna go for it. Just know that you need good ventilation. Don't do this in a small space. You're gonna get all spacey and it would not feel so good. Okay, so the first spray is done. I don't think that this one is gonna need a second spray. I tried really hard to get in all the edges because I found that the places close to the covers are where it gets missed most frequently. So that is what we're working with here. I think I got some pretty clean work done here. So I'm gonna take this inside and we're gonna look at it together. We're back. I'm gonna set this aside. I really like to wait for it to get a good amount of time to dry before I do anything like take it apart. Just because I think that it's smarter to let it dry off more. If it's too wet, sometimes things can go wrong. There can be bleeding, it can stick together, or sometimes it even like changes the texture of the paint on the edges. So we're gonna wait quite a while for that. But while that's happening, I'm gonna prepare the second book. Again, and we're going to see how this one turned out. Okay. Getting jammed clamps here. Okay, there's definitely a couple of spots that I can work on, mostly around the top edge here. I'll show you what I mean. I don't know if it'll focus. Maybe we won't see what I mean. It's just around the top edge, it's just a little faded. So we're gonna spray this one more time. One more spray for this one. But we're gonna get the first coat on this one before we go back. I had to do a slight location change. My upstairs where I was started getting a little loud and busy, so I had to move spaces. But I have completed the task at hand. Here they are. I went and I sprayed both of them with 2 rounds of spray, and then I let them dry for about half an hour before I peeled off all of the surrounding papers and stuff, and they turned out so good. I'm so excited about it. So here is Artemis. So it looks nice and orange, and it's a really close shade to the shade that's on the actual book itself. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It was a nice and clean spray. The only thing, I got just a tiny little bit of bleeding up at the top on the cover here, but I have some acrylics here that I can paint match and just color that over, and it should look good as new. So there is this one, really happy with her. And then this one, I really love how this turned out. So it's the green on the front, matches so well with the green on the sides. It came out so clean and beautiful. I'm gonna have to go through and break the pages just a little bit as it dries because they tend to they stick just a little bit at first, but then once you get them separated, they're beautiful. So this one turned out so great. I am so pleased with myself. I love doing this. It is so much fun for me. I can't wait to have a thriving little side gig going on. I'm gonna post these when this video is posted. These will be available on my Etsy page, so stay tuned for that. If you want a copy of these guys, if you want these specifically, they will be available to you to purchase. I'm going to try to link down below where you can find them. But yeah, if you have any questions or suggestions or you like what you saw, please comment down below and don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. I am going to do more videos like this one as I get better at more intricate patterns and stuff. I will do some of those too. I am currently saving for so many things. It feels I'd really like to get a cutting machine like a Cricut. I'm not sure the Cricut is the best choice because I know that there's some other ones that are a little bit better quality, but either way, I'm gonna save all of the proceeds I make from the books to end up getting one so that I can have a nice clean spray without spending all the work on cutting it out by hand. And I would love to get an iPad Pro to like draw my own designs. So that is a goal for the future, but for now, this is what we did and I'm so proud of myself. They look so good. Again, thank you so much for joining me today and I'll see you soon.